and biological activity on the parent materials or underlying hard rocks. Okay, so after this you will see what is actually soil. Okay, so soil is actually the origins of the soil is from a rock. The rock is the parent. Okay, so what we call as the parent material. So where does the parent material come from? Dia lah yang akan membagi ciri-ciri kepada soil tu. It will give the soil different characteristic and properties. So different parent materials, different types of soil. Okay. So the study of soils are naturally occurring phenomena is called pedology. Okay. So from the Greek word pedon, meaning that the soil or the earth. Okay. So pedology takes into account, they study about the factors and process of soil formations, soil characteristic and distributions of types. Maksudnya dia belajar tentang soil tu lah. Okay. Okay, so these are what we call as pedologists. Okay, pedology group of the Department of Soil. Okay, so this is from other country, but I also have attended what we call as soil survey. Kita pergi, saya yang paling kanan sekali ni. Okay, so this was in 2018. We go somewhere in Sabak Bernam and kawasan-kawasan situlah. Okay, so we do we do soil survey, how we want to identify soil profile. Okay, why it is important for us to know soil until its deeper part. Okay, kalau you nampak dua gambar ni, there is two type of soil, okay, which have different properties, different chemicals ataupun different chemical properties and also physical properties that required a very distinct and different management. But both area is planted with oil palm. So untuk tanah yang ni lain management dia, lain cara kita nak deal dengan dia. While yang this, you can see there is this type of soil is a peat layer. Nampak Not only tak sampai 100 cm, 100 cm is about 1 meter Tak sampai 1 meter, you found the water already. Nampak ni air bawah ni. Nampak tak? Nampak ke tidak? Okay.
Nampak.
Okay, so kalau you nampak this type of soils on the right side, it's quite macam berair kan? Macam lembab. Okay, so back to our panggil apa? Basic tadi. You have to have 25% of water, 25% of air. So do you think this one cukup air, cukup udara dia? It looks compact kan? And the most important things adalah bila hari hujan, what will happen? Of course, the water akan naik. So, siapa orang Sabak berenam seberang Perak dekat sini? So, orang-orang yang duduk kat kawasan pit ni, kan, dia mesti ada kubur kan? You have graveyard kubur apa? Kubur graveyard lah kan? Okay. So, kawasan kubur ni, dia mestilah nak tanam 7 kaki. 7 kaki berapa meter? Sekejap 7 kaki berapa meter? Tujuh kaki. Okay, 2 meter. Okay, kalau dia nak kena tanam 2 meter ke bawah. Tanam dead bodies kan, 2 meter down in the soil. Tapi 1 meter you dah jumpa air. Macam mana you nak tanam, how you want to bury the dead bodies? Okay, that's the problem. Bukan hanya untuk pokok, tapi you nak tentukan kawasan kubur pun you have to know your soil. Betul tak? Betul ke tak? Wah,
Betul.
Jadi,
Mana diorang tanam ni dah?
macam mana diorang tanam? Saya tak ada pula gambar kat sini. Diorang akan nak tak nak pun memang kita kena tanam, dan kawasan tu takkan kita from Sabak Bernam nak pergi tanam kat Skinchan pula kan, jauh kan. Okay, so what will we do is that kita kawasan oil pump selalunya, bukan oil pump, kawasan macam ni selalunya they will have water pump. So although they gali tanah tu, air tu bertakung, so they pump out the water to other places. Pergi kolam sebelah ke. So itu untuk kalau tanam mayat pun samalah. You want to bury the dead bodies, you have to take out the water by using the water pump. But if you want to plant crops here, the same thing, you have to manage the water table. This is water dalam air, in your soil there is a water. Okay, so what will they do is the same thing. They will have the water pump. Okay, so tapi dekat kawasan oil pump they will have drainage. Dia ada longkang yang kawal air ni. So they will build longkang. Longkang ni akan macam like all the water will seep into the longkang, into the drain, and dia akan alihkan air tu ke tempat lain. If there's too much, they will pump the water out lah. Okay, begitu sekali dia nak jaga the oil pump, because macam oil pump ni setiap one oil pump, one standing oil pump, dia ada harga dia tau, meaning that dia boleh hidup 18 tahun. So they predict dia boleh produce satu tahun berapa kali dia punya buah tu, then times dengan money, dengan duit. So there is a value of each pump. So each dia dah predict dah 1 year berapa dia punya income. Okay, so in macam yang tanah sebelah kiri pula, it's a different thing. Kawasan tanah sebelah kiri, we call it, later you akan belajar lah. It's an marine alluvial soil, marine soil. Maksudnya marine soil ni dulu, like 100,000 years ago, for example, dia sebenarnya this area is laut. Okay, ni yang paling hujung sekali, yang tengah laut. Okay, so by time dia dah jadi land, it turns into land. Okay, so naik atas lagi, kan macam sekarang ni kita ada pokok bakau kan. Pokok bakau dengan kawasan pesisir yang ada pokok. Okay, so kawasan ni dulu adalah kawasan pokok, tapi dia dah jadi land yang dalam lagi. Macam jadi kawasan pedalaman, bukan pedalaman, dia dah bertukar jadi a real land. Kalau dulu macam kawasan bakau kan dia ada they have trees, they have a few trees lah, a few types of trees, but all them are buried, dia dah decomposed and they become a land. Yang ni yang dalam lagi, yang ni yang kat tengah laut, tapi laut yang dah kering dia dah jadi land. Faham tak?
Faham.
Interesting kan? Okay, so kalau if you see on the left side, gambar yang sebelah kiri ni, yang nampak putih-putih ni sebenarnya cangkerang. Semua hidupan laut dululah. Kan kat dalam laut ada cangkerang, ada kerang, ada ketam, semua. All this meaning that this type of soil has a very high content of calcium. So kalau oil palm ni, banyaknya cerita saya, nanti tak habis nanti. So because soil is very interesting. Kalau calcium ni tinggi, dia akan suppress magnesium. Ingat pokok they have to have a balanced nutrient. Kalau calcium tinggi, magnesium pula oil palm tak cukup. So a proper management is needed for this type of soil. Faham kan? That's why you have to know your soil. Not only you datang-datang, you tengok kawasan at the top soil only, meaning at the surface. Oh, okay, soil this is okay. But you did not dig down into the soil. Okay, so when you dig down, you see there is a layer of calcium dekat sini. So this type of soil is quite porous. Dia macam sandy sikit. Sebab cangkerang ni mula-mula dia bulat. Okay kan, macam kerang tu kan. Kerang bahasa Inggeris apa?
Shell.
The shells. Okay, so the shell is round, but from time to time, shell tu akan degrade juga kan. Dia akan jadi macam pasir putih. Okay, from time to time. It takes a long time lah. So dekat sini ada a really round shell. Then ada shell yang dah break up. Ada shell yang dah destroyed, yang macam jadi halus-halus. Macam pantai kan, you jumpa yang cangkerang putih-putih yang kecil-kecil, dah pecah-pecah tu. The same thing. So that is it give a different properties to the soil. Okay, and it reflects how plant can grow in this type of soils. Maksudnya kalau untuk plantation usually we have targeted yield. For example, saya lupa lah, it's about 20 ton per hektar. Maksudnya satu hektar you kena reach like 20 ton of fruit bunch. Okay, so kalau this type of soil you takkan manage untuk dapat 20. Okay, you takkan manage untuk dapat 20, tapi with a proper and good management of soil, you might reach 18 ton of fresh fruit bunch per hectare. Okay, so proper management is important, what I want to stress here. Okay, any question? Best, you pergi soil ni, macam interesting sangat. Okay, so kat Malaysia ni, yang tengah ni, this Indian guy, okay, so dia ni lah memang pedologist dekat Malaysia, which is the very famous one and the only one I believe yang saya kenal, Paramanaden. Okay, so dia akan buat soil survey lah untuk satu Malaysia. Memang dia lah Jabatan Pertanian semua. Not only in Malaysia but in other country pun dia yang lead untuk buat soil survey. To that extent lah the importance of especially in agriculture countries. Okay. Okay, so actually soil is a renewable resources but a very very slow one. Okay, macam as I mentioned before, the soil is actually come from a big rock. So this big rock beneath of the soil, beneath of the land has to change from a big seketul tu, dia akan jadi fragment of rocks. Okay, maksudnya fragments of rocks, then baru dia jadi soil. Okay, so it's a very very slow renewed resource that provide most of the nutrients needed for plant growth and helps to purify the water. Okay, so for soil formations begin when bedrock is broken down by physical, chemicals and biological process called weathering. So weathering process is the thing that can change the soil from the rock, from a big rock to the two. So kita ada physical, kita ada chemicals and biological process of weathering, okay, which we'll touch later. Okay, so soil formations, this is the overall view of it. As you can see that it begins with a bedrock. Okay, so a bedrock ni maksudnya satu macam kalau you nampak on the way from Ipoh to KL dekat Simpang Pulai tu, you can see macam gua batu kapur tu kan. Okay, so dia keras kan. Okay, so that is like a bedrock. Okay, so the outer layer dia akan jadi the surface of the soil. So yang ni makin lama makin dia obvious dia punya morphology, dia punya color distinct. Okay, faham Any question? No question? Okay, so parents rock materials, it contains nutrients that will be found in parent materials and later in the soils. Okay, so rocks can be divided into what we call as consolidated and unconsolidated. Consolidated ni solid macam bedrock tu lah. So unconsolidated ni macam tanah yang dekat a normal soil yang you nampak at the surface lah And it also can contain both. Macam you nampak fragments of rock tadi and also the soil, the soil lah kan. Okay, so it's a mixture of solid and non-solid. Okay, so basically the rock types is divided into three, which is we call it as igneous rock. I believe all of you pernah dengar kan igneous rock? Okay, dia macam batuan igneous kan. Okay, so sedimentary jaranglah kita dengar. Okay, metamorphic rock sometimes. Okay, so tiga ni origin dia berbeza. Okay, so classifications dalam dunia ni ada three types of rocks je. We have igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic. Okay, so why these three rocks are different is because of their origins and their formations, how it is formed, menentukan dia jenis tanah rock apa. Okay, so this is the parent. So basically we have, it start with for examples we have dia bukan start daripada mana. Okay, so we have what we call as igneous rock. So igneous rock is actually formed by a high pressure and temperature change the structure and compositions, which is by temperature and pressure. Okay, so dalam bumi kita ada pressure dengan temperature, dia akan membentuk batuan tu. Okay, second types of rock, kita ada what we call as igneous rock. Okay, sorry, this is metamorphic rock. Then we move to igneous rock. Igneous rock is saya terbalik, sorry. Metamorphic rock is rocks that is caused by a high pressure and temperature. Okay, so igneous rock is also by heat and temperature. Okay, dia dua yang berbeza. So this one is consolidated. Then the consolidated igneous rock undergo a weathering process. Okay, so weathering process, erosions, and transportations and deposition, it form a what we call as an unconsolidated rock. Okay, so this unconsolidated rock ni dia macam adalah lebih tak keras. Okay, it might be tanah yang you nampak sekarang, ataupun it might be macam limestone. Okay, batuan limestone tu dia dah tak keras. You boleh like easily break it up. Not like very easily kan, tapi it is not as hard as the igneous rock. Okay, so both of it are formed by heat and pressure, but for metamorphic rock, it is from the magma of the volcanoes. Okay. Okay, so saya explain dulu satu-satu. So igneous rock is formed as a result of hardening lava of magma. Okay, for examples, we have igneous rock, obsidian, basalt, and rhyolite. Okay, so we have two types of igneous rock. Okay, what we call as intrusive igneous rock and also extrusive. So intrusive are formed inside the earth. Okay, however, extrusive is outside. Maksudnya dia dah dia punya magma dah keluar and it cools down outside of the earth. While intrusive igneous rock is from the inside. Okay, so both undergoes a process what we call as cooling and also pressure. By cooling and pressure, temperature and pressure, that it turns the materials into rocks. Okay, so it actually takes a very long time. Okay, so yang ni cerita ni dia jadi macam like 100,000 ago. So apa yang ada sekarang ni is yang terbentuk daripada dulu dan masih ada yang sedang terbentuk. Okay. So actually igneous texture is the overall appearance of a rock based on the size, shape and arrangement of interlocking minerals. Okay, so kalau you nampak dekat sini sekejap okay, you can see that the colour of igneous rock might be changed ataupun berbeza-beza. Okay, so might be from the asal adalah the original of rhyolite, but when it undergoes by time, okay, so different temperature, different pressure, it change into a matured one which have a darker color and the compositions are also different. Okay, for example, granite also, but both are with the increasing of time, the color is become darker. Okay, so granite pun kita pernah dengar kan, granite. Okay, from by time when it change by time, dia akan bertukar jadi gabbro, batuan lain. So kalau you nampak nilai dia berbeza lah. Okay, kalau macam like granite kita ada guna untuk binaan rumah. Okay, so harga dia mahal, berbeza-beza dia macam jade. Jade pun sama, dia macam setengah orang kata batuan ni dia macam hidup kan, but actually it's because of the chemical reaction. Pernah tak dengar orang cakap batu ni hidup, batu sungai tu hidup? Tak pernah?
Pernah.
Pernah. Pernah ke?
Ada.
Kan? Tapi but actually that is because of the weathering process, because of temperature. Kan? Saya pun orang tu suka cakap batu sungai hidup lah. But no, it is because of this chemical reactions and all this process. Sebab sungai tu dia ada aliran air, kan? Okay, so when there is water actually like calf tu, but actually the process is weathering lah, kan? Okay, dia menghakis tanah soil tu. Okay, so changes of colour is because of the temperature and pressure. Okay, that's why kalau nenek dulu-dulu nampak putih, lepas tu batu tu jadi hitam. Kan? Okay, dan dia kata batu tu hidup lah pula. Okay, so but by scientifically there is an explanation. Tapi kadang-kadang cakap orang tua tu ni boleh je dipercayai. Cuma the theory behind the scientific explanation is also there. Okay. Okay, sekejap mana hilang. Okay, so factors affecting crystal size, sebab sometimes macam saya cakap tadi, granite tu ada orang buat macam hiasan dekat rumah, macam buat tabletop. Okay, so different colour akan harga dia different. Sama juga macam jade yang Chinese prefer to wear tu, their accessories. If I'm not mistaken, I forget lah, dia macam ada dua jenis colour. Satu colour light green and one is dark green. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, yang darker tu lagi mahal kot. Ataupun when there is more colour tone, lagi cantik colour tone dia lagi mahal. That is because of batuan tu makin lama, ataupun dia punya process of the pressure and heat tu makin lebih mencantikkan dia. Okay, faham Okay, so these are ini just for you to understand why color has different color. But you have to remember lah, we have two types, extrusive and intrusive. Extrusive kita ada rub. Okay, so rhyolite and desat basalt. Rhyolite is paling muda, as it goes by time, dia change into basalt. Okay, so when it change by time, with increasing of time, the color are different, which is getting darker. And the texture also become different. Okay. Not only that, dia punya content tu pun berbeza. Okay. So might be in rhyolite, mineral dia berbeza. As it move into basalt, mineral tu berbeza. Sebab dia adalah chemical reactions. Okay. Okay, so these are some examples in northern part of UK ataupun Northern Ireland. Okay, so this is Giant Causeway. Okay, so you can see this is dia dulu adalah kawasan gunung berapi. Okay, dah tak wujud pun gunung berapi tu, tapi ni berlaku yang about 40,000 years ago. Dan ni sepatutnya apa ni panggil magma kan. Okay, so this is extrusive rock kan, extrusive igneous rock. Dia dah undergo a cooling process, tapi bila dia cooling process tu, dia jadi macam block. Okay, so might be because of water erosion juga, temperature changes. Okay, sama macam kalau you nampak tanah yang macam saya tunjuk ni kan. Sekejap. Saya nak juga tunjuk. Okay, macam tanah ni kan dia jadi macam berblok-blok kan. Okay, that is because of dry and wet. Okay, sama juga kalau untuk rock tadi. Okay, the same goes to the rock. Okay, so when the magma are apa ni panggil? Magma ni apa panggil? Flow macam ni lah dekat luar So it will undergoes a cooling process. So this magma will change into rock. under heat and pressure, dia jadi yang ni. This is in Ireland. Saya dah pernah sampai sini dah. Okay, cantik dekat sini. Okay, so macam I mentioned just now, okay, as you can see here, the silica content, potassium, sodium, all the nutrient and also minerals are changing depending on the temperature also. And as the colour are changing, this is just for your view je lah. Saya takkan tanya dalam exam tapi you can see that the rock types are changing from granite, then and granite, okay, then diorite, gabbro, pyrrhotite, okay, for